This is a demonstration of the attending and empathy skills of Lauren Miller on 4/19/21. My partner will play the role of a helpy, Macy Hopkins,
Yes.
and agrees to be taped as so stated. The story told by my student is not real and is being recorded for the purposes of a class assignment. Hi, Macy.
Hi.
What brings you in today?
So, a few years ago, my brother fell into drugs, went to rehab. It caused a lot of tension on the family. It was my senior year of high school. And I just found out recently from my parents I hadn't been home since last semester, but we keep up every day. And they haven't told me, but my cousin told me that he relapsed. And so I asked my parents about it, and they said that they just didn't want to cause unnecessary stress when I can't do anything and I'm up here. But it made me feel kind of betrayed in a sense because, we're such a close knit family, everyone knows everything. And so the fact that I had to learn about it from my cousin and not my mom or dad really just upset me.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that you feel caught off guard because you thought that there was kind of an end point and your family's close, so you feel in the know, and then all of a sudden to have this news abrupted on you, you feel upset because you feel left out of the conversation. When it first went on, how did you feel and how did your family deal with it?
So, me and my brother, there's 5 years in between us. And so we grew up like thick as thieves, as my mom would say.
Yeah.
And so I always thought there was no secrets between us. So, if he did something, I had to do it. So I felt like we knew everything about each other, or he knew everything about me. I obviously did not know everything about him. He got in a car wreck when he was 17 and was in the ICU for a month and was on morphine. Okay. And he got a full collarbone replacement and then was playing baseball, so they prescribed him some pain medications. So he would take a half a tablet before every baseball game that he pitched. And so that's the only thing that we can figure out when it started, because that was the first time that he told us that he ever felt like he needed it to get by. And so then he gets a girlfriend, and they've been together for 7 years at this point. They move in together. But then they break up, and he just starts to spiral. And this is my senior year. And so my parents were fighting, and it just made me feel very uncomfortable. So I would just get up and leave the house and just go on a drive, go to a friend's house. And so then at school, people would hear about it and they would ask me, how's your brother doing? Kind of smarky or snarky. And so it made me feel very, I guess, judged by his actions. And it made me feel very betrayed by him as well the first time around, because I thought I knew everything about him and I obviously didn't.
Yeah. Did you ever try to have a one-on-one conversation with him, and if so, how did that go?
At the beginning, I was very mad at him. I was like, how can you do this to my family, or our family, and you're not the brother that I basically, in a roundabout way, told him that my brother died a long time ago, and that the guy I'm looking at today is not my brother. And so basically told him that if he didn't get his act together, that he was dead to me.
Yeah.
Which is very harsh in a way, but looking back, I regret it. And so this time around, I hope to be better for my family, because they're always going to be negative Nancy's. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
And so I want to be kind of the bright side of things. So I don't want to fall into that way of thinking the first time around.
Whenever your family told you the news that he relapsed again, when was that?
That was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. And how has your family kind of dealt with that since?
My family found out. He actually told them, and so he's doing a lot better this time. He said it only happened once, but he lied once, and so he said he wanted to go back into rehab, and so that's going on right now. So my family is very open to the public. Like if anybody asks any questions, they're not going to try to hide it.
Yeah.
And so everyone is now from my high school yet again texting me, being like, I heard your brother relapsed. And so when my parents didn't tell me, and then my cousin told me, and then it was just like a week later, I guess everyone knew. And so it was just text after text after text. I'm so sorry he did this. Like, I can't believe he did this to your family again. Like, and I understand now that addiction's a disease.
Oh.
But it's hard for me to think, like, why would you ever pick up something like that you know is going to be hard to put down?
Yeah. I am hearing that, just to kind of sum this up, that you have been through it with your family, and it's just taken a strain on all of y'all, and y'all are just kind of weary at this point, but y'all have come out stronger on the other side. And now that you know that your brother has relapsed, but he's willing to share it with your parents, and he seems optimistic about it and positive, and you sound like you want to be positive about it. It sounds like everyone has a healthier mindset around it rather than just pushing it under the rug or staying quiet about it, which is really important. So that sounds like positive strides forward.
Because the first time around that this happened, I can't remember if I said this or not, my parents found out because he wasn't answering his phone. He was hanging out with some like weird people, and Madison had left him at this point. And so I can't remember what night it was, but I didn't know this until about a year ago, so my freshman year, that they found him overdosed on the floor, and that's how they figured out he had a drug addiction. And that's when he went into telling them about the using from the pain medications from his wreck.
Yeah.
He was abusing those.
Yeah. And so it all kind of spiraled from there a little bit, if you will. Yeah. So it sounds like you are in a better mindset about it. It sounds like you are ready to kind of buckle up and just take it in a better mindset. And it sounds like you are there for your family and ready to move forward and be a good daughter and sister. And so I'm excited to hear about next session, what goes on in your family.
Thank you. I'm excited to come back.
Bye.
Bye.